Nintendo is at it again. They are trying their hardest to be the craftiest, coolest kid on the block. They're coming up with all sorts of crazy constructions. Who knows what they'll be, who knows how many people they'll appeal to, but they are definitely busy. It seems like they had some sort of arts and crafts themed game jam, because we've got the magical ring hula hoop glaive device that's being revealed later this week. We recently saw a patent for hinged Joy-Con that look all sorts of bendy and maybe ergonomic, and now we've got another patent for a new VR headset. This one just popped up. It was filed a year ago, but published super recently, and it showcases another foray into VR, and it looks like a near complete product, so I would not be surprised if we see something about this one soon. Now, Labo VR, it definitely does not match up to the Oculus or Vive big boy true VR headsets, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that I was super impressed with how they were able to convert cardboard into a piece of future tech. Like, the day I built that thing, I was blown away by how well it worked and how fun it was. Like, you take this school project of folding and bending and cardboard creation into virtual reality. That is magical, and it didn't have longevity, but we did see some limited support for the VR headset, and maybe Nintendo wants to take that a bit further. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce, and this fascinates me. Back in the Wii era, you know, they had Wii Fit, they had motion control, they had Motion Plus, they were trying all sorts of stuff. I guess that's been Nintendo's MO for a while. Some might say this Switch itself is even one of those crafty creations, but here we have a new VR headset that looks plasticky, it looks like it has foam to better protect your face, and it looks like it shields the lenses so less light would get in, making for a better experience. Now, it's not changing up the form factor in any way. You still hold that thing up to your face, which it's actually kind of cute. It's actually kind of a fun way to feel like you're really looking into the lenses of another world. It reminds me a lot of like Viewmasters back in the day, if you're anywhere near as old as I am, clicking and looking through pictures of your favorite Disney movies. But this could be interesting, and it would be Nintendo taking another step to get weird accessories on the platform and really expand the scope of who this thing could appeal to. Now, I'm instantly curious if this could ever work with the Switch Lite. Given that you can't detach the Joy-Con, I'm going to say no, but then we have a further separation of what the OG Switch and the Switch Lite can do. Alas, the patent, it looks just like that Labo headset, and I don't think this is going to be a game changer for Nintendo in any way. I don't think they're going to go and double down huge on VR, but they might double down a little bit. While it started out with very basic support, let me remind you that Nintendo ended up bringing VR updates to Super Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So 3 of their top selling biggest Switch titles have VR support, so maybe they really are interested in investing a bit more into this side of gaming. I think the biggest letdown here is that there's still no head strap, and I don't know how much true gaming you can do when you have to hold the Joy-Con 3 inches from your face at an awkward angle. It's just not sustainable for any sort of serious play. To its extreme credit though, the Labo VR headset is $39.99. Now that pales in comparison to the hundreds of dollars you'll spend on true VR. And granted, you won't get anywhere near the same experience as true VR, but if you're a kid or someone that just wants to experience what this is like in a fun and friendly way, $40, it's hard to go wrong. Now, I could see them keeping this new plastic VR headset the same price, even though you do lose out on the fun of building Labo VR. Well, on the other hand, you gain not having to build Labo VR, so I don't expect this to drop any further, even if there's less to do. I would say $40 is the place to be, and maybe since it's improved, Nintendo finds a way to convince retailers to sell this thing for $50. But even at that price point, it is the cheapest VR option available, and you definitely can't play Robo Recall, and you're not going to play Vader Immortal, but you are going to play some Nintendo mini games and have a chance to dive into Mario, Zelda, and Smash in VR for very cheap. But I love that Nintendo is doing work with weird accessories. I was just thinking recently how we've lost out on so many pieces of plastic. The music gaming genre has completely collapsed. Back then we would get drums and turntables and guitars, and now we don't get anything. I mean, even Toys to Life is basically dead. I thought Starlink was cool on Switch, but it collapsed incredibly quickly. So hey, Nintendo, let's do it first party style. We got the magic hula hoop, we got freaking cardboard Labo, and now we may have a VR headset that's not associated with Labo, although I'd imagine it would play the Labo games. There seems like there would need to be some sort of compatibility. Even if this was separate, that it could still work with all of those cardboard creations. It would be silly not to include them. But what do you guys think about a dedicated VR accessory for the Switch, and one that you don't have to build? As with any patent, these never have to materialize into an actual on-store shelves product, but this patent looks pretty complete, and it falls in line with what Nintendo has done with the Switch and trying to really spread their tendrils into a lot of different pools and appeal to a whole plethora of players. Are you down for more Switch VR, or do you want them to just stay the course and make normal games? And could this even work with Switch Lite? Probably not, right? Or maybe, I guess it would just have to be a little bit smaller. Either way, would you buy this thing if it comes out? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button if, like me, you love that Nintendo is getting weird and wild once again. Can't wait for that hula hoop reveal later this week. We'll have you covered there. If you want to be the first to know, make sure to turn that notification bell on. Subscribe if you want to stay up to date. And until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic start to your week. SwitchForce out.